Repossession of automobiles. Hey, it happens. And in today's economy, with the economy in the tank, it happens very frequently. Well, what can you do? Brings us to this week's case. Involves a man living in California that, unfortunately, was unable to keep up with his car payments, and U.S. Bank repossessed the vehicle. They sold it for less than what he owed on the loan. So he said, wait a second, you can't bring a claim against me for the difference between what I owed and what you sold the vehicle for. I mean, granted, I was upside down, and boy, there are lots of people who find themselves in that situation. But you can't sue me for the difference between what I owed and what you sold the car for, or what the bank referred to as a deficiency under the loan. And you can't do that because you didn't give me notice. You didn't give me notice under state law. Well, the bank argued, we don't have to comply with state law because we are a national bank and our actions are governed by the National Bank Act of the U.S. Congress, and the federal government has preempted, has moved aside all the state laws that apply to this. Man said no, 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 and through his attorneys argued that state law actually applied in this instance. Well, the case went to federal court because it was a federal question, and it found its way all the way up to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. And there, the court looked at this and they said, you know what? The state put together these regulations to protect state residents whenever their property was repossessed by a bank, and you know what? The states have a right to do that. Therefore, the state law applies, and in this instance, my friend, you are absolutely correct, and the bank cannot sue you for the difference between what they sold the vehicle for and what you owed under the loan. All right. So what's the point of this case today? Well, in this really bad news economy, with lots of vehicles being repossessed, you need to understand if that should ever happen to you, you may have some protections under state law. State law varies from state to state. There may be some protections under state law that require the bank, which is operating usually as a national bank, to meet the state law requirements, give notice, do a number of other things. Why is this important? Because there's many times a big difference between what a bank will sell a car for and what you owe under that loan, and that is what the bank wants to get from you. So what do you need to do? You need to go to an attorney who has familiarity with this kind of law in your state and find out whether there is some protection that you have that the bank did not take care of. In short, you didn't get notice, something else happened. You do this so you can prevent another judgment being brought against you that you just don't need. All right. We bring you this case as we bring you cases every week so you understand how the law works. I'm David Allen.